Easy apple pie recipe with the most delicious, buttery, flaky, homemade pastry. It's really easier than you think. So in a bowl, you're going to add 200 grams of plain flour. Then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of icing sugar, along with 100 grams of cold cubed butter. Then what you're going to do is use the rubbing in method. I specifically like using the hand method because I find that when you do use a machine with pastry, it can tend to go a little bit tougher. So by using your hands, you are going to get the most beautiful buttery pastry. Make a well into the centre and then add 1 egg. And first off, just 1 tablespoon of iced cold water. Bring it together and then add in the final 1 tablespoon of iced cold water. You'll see eventually it all comes together as a dough. Then you're going to pop that on a plate. I like to pop a little bit of flour on so it doesn't stick. And you are going to leave this in the fridge for half an hour. You are not going to touch it because otherwise you're going to end up with a real horrid mess. So after it has chilled for half an hour, I'm just going to divide it into 3 because you want the bottom, the base of the apple pie, to be a little bit bigger for the bowl. And then you just put the other one to the side for a moment. You're going to roll it out. I like to try and get this as thin as possible. Don't worry if there are any sort of cracks or anything. You can just patch it up with this one. But as you can see, it's worked out quite well there. I just place it into the bowl really gently. Try not to dig your nails in. One tip is get some extra of the pastry, roll it into a ball, and then use that ball to push into the corners. Then I've got 3 Bramley apples. This is around about 950 grams, and I peel them and I slice them. I do this at this stage to alleviate any use for lemon juice to stop them browning, and also I do not pre-cook my filling because I don't like soggy bottoms of pastry, so this is my technique. So I layer the apples and then pop some sugar on, and just layer and pop sugar on. Do it that way. Then I roll out the top of the pastry, and you'll notice I don't use any cinnamon or anything else. That's because my husband has put the request in. He wants it just as a plain apple pie. I then crimp around the edges and put a couple of slits in the top, and then I egg wash, so just 1 beaten egg. And oh, let's get fancy, shall we? I'll pop some little leaves on top as well and just add that on. And there you have it. It goes into the oven at 190 degrees centigrade fan for around about 10 minutes. Then I take it out and sprinkle some demerara sugar on, and then pop it in the oven for the last 20 minutes. And there you have it, the most gorgeous, delicious pie. My husband thinks the pastry on this is just out of this world. It truly is buttery and nice. Anyway, you choose what you want to have it with. We're having it with ice cream tonight. Again, homemade, just the way my husband likes it. If you want the full written recipe, you know where to go by now. My website, cookingwithemily.co.uk.